It's Norman Kochnick here on Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick with my SCG11 cap, the Rabbitohs top, the Invincibles team. You can also see a bit of grabbing them behind me there. I'll just put that on the stand, shall I? As we build some. There we are. So, just sit up for a bit. There we are. Okay, so we're live. We're not getting much traction at the moment. I'm just wondering if it's because of the time of night. Would have thought not. Just see if we're actually on there. Billy Birmingham and his great show that he normally had on certainly did keep me going for quite a while. As you can see, I've put the heading there of shall we discuss selections, Konstas' success, and the bizarre retirement of Ashwin. And leaving gracefully was another point that I put down as well. Leaving gracefully to me is the topic of the moment, the topic of the day. It's one that I'd love to be able to see more about that. I'm just going to just. And leaving gracefully was another point that I put down as well. Leaving gracefully is certainly a big topic from my liking. The topic of the day. It's one that I wouldn't mind having a bit more to do with the whole situation with selection. So, Usman Khawaja should not be picked on Boxing Day Test. He is not in good form. Look, first chat, yes. Look, to me, the Australian batting lineup is not in a perfect state. I'm going to talk a bit later about leaving gracefully. Now, leaving gracefully, or leaving on top, maybe another way of looking at it. Quite frankly, if you're a top line player like a Steve Smith, Warner recently, even the likes of Cummins and Stark, you'd like to see Webster replace Marsh. Well, that could well happen. Marsh's batting average is low, yes. Bo Webster may well get a Guernsey because purely Mitch Marsh is not in form and he's not physically fit either. We'll get to it in a minute. The fact is, I was just making very strong comments about leaving gracefully, leaving when you're on top is very important. Should open and try to bat aggressively with intent, like Travis said and Warner. Yeah, I would agree with that. Webster should be replaced Marsh. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So, the Australian batting lineup, Usman Khawaja deserves to stay there a bit longer. I don't believe he should go yet. Are you going to Melbourne? Yes, I am. So, I would argue that Usman Khawaja will stay as the opener. Clearly, with McSweeney now being out of the squad altogether, it tells you one thing and one thing only, that he's wasn't cut out for an opening position and has been scapegoated somewhat. Even he hasn't performed, so he's been dropped. Okay, that's fair enough. The opener will definitely be Sam Konstas. Now he's a Cranbrook boy here in Sydney. Obviously, Shane Warne's had a lot to do with him. Shane needs to go. Another person we'll talk about in a minute too. Is it possible to join Lyde? Who is this? We'll see. On a green track, no point, 2 point play. Okay, let's go back a step again in the openers. Sam Konstas will get a go. 19-year-old Sam Konstas will actually open the batting. Cranbrook boy, had a lot to do with Shane Watson. Shane Watson's son goes to school with him, or did go to school with him. And on top of that, we also have another fellow who I only just met in the last few days, actually. I'm very, very happy to say that Jahanara Alam, who is here in Australia, the Bangladesh opening bowler, will actually be joining this fellow in his training courses, which we all need to worry about. And it's Tamid. Tamid is a Bangladesh gun little bat, gone quite tall bat, and he's been working with Sam Konstas, and that means that Sam Konstas is really in good hands. Your audio is dropping out a fair bit, mate. Why is my audio dropping out a fair bit? Why is that? I'm talking quite loudly. Can't you hear me? Just acknowledge, please, if you can hear me. The fact is that Sam Konstas will open the batting with with Usman Khawaja. And that's now going to be the new opening partnership. Is Khawaja ready for retirement? No. Labuschagne's at 3, with Steve Smith staying at 4. I believe that Josh Inglis will be in the side because of the injury to Travis Head. And then you'll have, obviously, Mitch Marsh still. Thank you, loud and clear. Mitch Marsh is still, if he's fit, will play. If not, Bo Webster goes in. Then you've got Alex Carey coming in as well. So you've got a lineup of Khawaja, Konstas, Labuschagne Smith at 4, 5, let's just say Josh Inglis. 6 will be Mitch Marsh. 7 will be Alex Carey, and then you'll have the bowlers of Stark, Boland in place of Hazelwood. Then you'll have obviously Cummins as well, and last but not least Nathan Lyon. So that's your 11. Nathan Lyon now will have the opportunity of going ahead of Ashwin, because Ashwin has now retired from all 3 formats, which really begs another set of questions about what the hell happened there. Clearly, he was told, Ashwin that is, was told that in Melbourne and said his services weren't needed, and he decided to react by retiring and not allowing them to drop him and be off into the wilderness, but be a part of the squad and be able to retire as a part of the squad. That's quite good. Yeah, so the Australian side will change. My Australian select call on Nathan, I call not to Khawaja. He's also very, but Khawaja's got centuries at this level and big ones, and deserves to be given another chance. And I think he'll come good. So Khawaja and Sam Konstas, what a great pairing that'll be, hopefully for Australia. Then Labuschagne, Smith, 3 and 4, with Josh Ingles coming in for Travis Head. There'll be some interest around the team. I think Labuschagne needs to continue to improve, because he's got one lucky 64 and he hasn't done much else. So I'm not convinced he's in the side for goodness. Smith scored an admirable century in the last match, set Australia up very well with Travis Head, and has kept his position strongly. But he needs to also still think that Steve Smith needs to think of when he's going to retire and how he's going to retire, because he wants to retire on top. His head looks like there's continual talk about his groin causing him problems. He may not play, but if he doesn't play, it'll be Josh Inglis. Yes, Alex Carey's keeping quite reasonably, so he'll stay there. Mitch Marsh, if he's not injured, will play. If he is clouded by injury, Bo Webster might come in. And of course, you've got the bowlers. Stark, he's bowling quite brilliantly and deserves to stay there. Of course, Cummins is a captain, bowling quite well. Hazelwood's injured, Boland will be in, and not Nathan Lyon. So in this Australian side over the summer and what will be the Ashes series next summer, you've got players that are going to come to the twilight. Khawaja, I would agree. Labuschagne, very close to. Smith certainly is. Mitch Marsh's injury clouds one other thing. Alex Carey's fine. Then you move on to Stark, Hazelwood, in particular, in their age and how much longer they're going to go for. And Nathan Lyon's another. Oh, God. Boomer will likely skittle constantly. I don't know. I'm not convinced of it. I think I'm more confident that it'll go well over him, actually. Yeah, so the Australian side squad at least has included Sean Abbott. He won't get a go. Jai Richardson's another interesting one. Maybe he'll be considered as another further bowler. They won't bring him in. Might give I don't think they'll give Stark a rest, but they could. Yeah, so Australian squad's been bolstered by the inclusion of Konstas, definitely. Travis Head's in the squad, but he's not well, and if he stays injured with his groin, he will be out, and in will come Josh Inglis. McSweeney's going to have to sit out for quite a while, have to go back and score runs in both grade and first class cricket. But I think the problem with McSweeney is he needs to stand up for himself and say, hey, I'm not an opener. Don't pick me there. Bat me in 6 or 5 and get started and work my way back up. And I would agree with that. So my opinion is that he's been hard done by. and I would have gone for perhaps a Labuschagne dropped, but obviously he got that 60 he's staying in, and Smith got a century he's staying in. Kouadio hasn't got runs, but he's still worthy of being there. He scored very well over the last 12 months or so. Well, or 2 years. But yeah, the Australian side is pretty sound, but I actually think India's going to win. Why? Because Melbourne suits them down to the ground. They won there last time with Ajinkya Rahane as captain. They were not full strength. They bowled really well. I think Washington Sundar may be an opportunity to come in as well. He did well towards the end of that series, and Jadeja's got to stay there. Wow, was a gun, not only a bowler but a bat. Nor do I think McSweeney was hard done by. Well, somewhat so, but he didn't perform. Let's be honest, he didn't perform. He was brought in to open and he didn't perform as an opener. So the movement towards Konstas was had to happen. He scored too many runs throughout the season already. He scored a century not long ago against India, then another century I think after that, and then the 50 odd in the Big Bash. He's certainly firing all cylinders. Looking forward to Sam Cons. We all are. I think what's amazing how we're really looking forward to this man batting, and he's in red hot form too. Cameron Green should be given a crack as an opener. Cameron Green is injured and is out for the whole season with a back complaint. He's not going anywhere near an opening position. And no, I don't agree. I don't think he should be over if he's going to be an all-rounder. Pressure on Australia since they need to win. Yes, it's big pressure because they have to win. Well, they can't just win one. They got to win both because if India win one, then it's a draw. That means that India retain the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So playing 11 will be Konstas, Kouadio, yep. It looks like Labuschagne, Smith, Josh English if Trevor's heads out, both Carey and Marshall, as we said before, bowlers, which will include bowlers, as opposed to obviously Hazelwood. Sarfraz then may get an opportunity in the middle of the year. It's possible. Based on who? Based on Ashwin being dropped? Ashwin not dropping a bit, retiring? I don't think that's where he would put in. The Indian side, KL Rahul's definitely staying there. Jaswal's staying there. You would say that 3 would still remain with Gill, 4 Kohli. Now, is it going to be 5 Rohit Sharma, or are they going to have Sarfraz in there? Interesting. Will Rohit Sharma keep his place? That's the big question everyone's asking. Channel 7 in Australia comes. What's your prediction for the final 2 tests? Who was the series? I think India. I think it's 1-1 now. It could well be 2-2 or even 3-1, but that'll be India's way. Australia will not win both matches, and they may be only able to luckily win one, means they lose the series. Or at least it's retained by India. I can't see India losing. Why? Because they've been strengthened, I believe, by the conditions. Certainly, conditions will help them immensely. That won't be as fast as the Gabba, won't be as bouncy as the Wacker was as well. And the Adelaide Oval, well, kind of ended up favouring Australia, but shouldn't have. But India have done well. 1-1. It's pretty good performance. Rohit should step aside. Woefully out of form. Yeah, positionally, he's now lost his. He should never have left his opening position, to be honest with you. He decided that, which is admirable of him. Didn't perform down the order, so he might well be the first out on his own admission. It's interesting. They're talking about the women's USA team, and they're asking, is it the USA squad or an Indian squad, because they're predominantly Indian names, and that's the way cookie crumbles. It's not a problem. By the prediction before, yeah, well, my prediction was 3-2. That can't happen now because there's been a draw. I believe one of them may well have been won by India, actually, not Australia. That is, sorry, Australia, not India, that is, the Gabba test. But And it's a washout. That's the way it goes. Nothing you can change. I see more and more discussion about Konstas and the positive, which is great. And then still discussion about the other batsmen leaving gracefully. Steve Smith should leave gracefully to start planning for the Ashes next year to leave gracefully. Labuschagne probably as well. Khawaja getting close as well. If they all three go, we'll be in a lot of trouble. Because we haven't got the depth. Haven't got the batting depth at the moment to actually quickly replace those guys. So, yeah. Australia still need to have Josh Inglis in there, and they look like they're going to have to get him now because of his versatility, and he can bat very high in the order and could easily just go in there as a batsman, not a keeper. Meaning Carey stays and the likes of Inglis go about their batting as a primary source of money for himself as well as the club. Yeah, I think he'll be going as a batter, I'd say. That will be the rightful position for him, I would argue. All right. India's concerns, poor Ashwin did not get a chance to solidify himself ahead of Nathan Lyon. Nathan Lyon will get the 4 or 5 wickets needed and we'll go ahead of him. And I guess he might find that very disrespectful, but no, that's the way it'll go. I'm pretty sure. Any other thoughts, guys? It's not coming through. All right, it's a little snippet of time, guys. I don't really want to spend too much time with you today. That is Konstas in perhaps Inglis, Josh Inglis in as well, leaving no other changes to the Australian side. And India may well play Sharmi if he's somehow suddenly turned up, but otherwise I can't see them changing anything about their side. They might have to look at Rohit Sharma being replaced by potentially any number of people can replace him, but he might be the one to go. How big a threat is Bumrah for Australia? A huge threat. Very, very strong threat. Why would you say that? Excuse me, my jet lag is still upon me, which is not good. Not good at all. Usually pretty sad. Yeah, the sad woes of sport. All right, guys, got no other questions? Constance is in India's side. Well, we know that Ashwin's not in, and we'll Sehwag, not Sehwag, sorry, will the likes of Jadeja and possibly even Welsh and Sunda take centre spot in the Indian side. I can't see any other changes, really. I mean, is Akash Deep done enough? Well, he certainly did enough of the bat. How confident are you Head won't play? No, I'm not. I can't say I'm 100% confident, but it doesn't look good for. He hasn't done any running today at all. He's been sitting around in a rather sedate fashion, which does imply that he's probably not 100%. He's a real little cheeky chatterbox as well. Yeah, I can surprise my mother and for her thoughts of wisdom many moons ago about Indians being a lot more what she thought was aggressive, and she was right. She was bloody all right. That's exactly what's happened to the Indians. They've toughened up. They've learnt how to be tough, especially in Australia. They've got one of the toughest people ever in Gulson Gambhir. There is a coach. Kohli is not a captain, but he's there, I guess, as a vice captain. And I'm mildly impressed with the new captain of the side, which is who? Who was, Cummins, of course. If he weren't to be captain, he's someone else do it very quickly. Anyway. Yeah, so that's my suggestions. Any other comments, guys? Still not getting much. Is it right that Sydney weather is not good for? Yeah, well, Sydney's had 26 washouts. Only the next is, I think, the Gabba with 8. So even though it didn't rain in the Gabba, it's quite likely that Australia will have more rain, and in particular, Sydney for the last test. They'll only help India with potentially win the second last test. In Melbourne, if they win that, they're up 2-1 with a rain-trodden Sydney cricket ground. Could well stay at 2-1 to win the series, or at best lose, and 2-2 would mean, well, momentum is on the Australia side, but Australia would then have lost or not gained the trophy, because it'll default back to retaining it on the Indian perspective as they have it now. There you go. There you go. I'm not exactly running amok here, but I don't know what's going on here. Excuse the French. So again, shall we discuss why is Channel obsessed with Indian players? Channel 7, are they? I wouldn't say. Rupesh Jain, is Australian media pressurising India? Not really. I'd say Australian press is pressurising themselves, right? So Australia, that is. Okay, so been very quiet on the Western Front, I must say. Do we have anybody who would like to put forward their Indian side for me? I think they won't be changing too much, even though they did lose. I mean, you probably will have to see. Ashwin wasn't on the side anyway, so Ashwin can't be replaced because he was already not in the team. Which just goes to show he wasn't going to be selected for the matches in both Melbourne and Sydney. And Sundar may have got a nod, but Jadeja's certainly flowing with his batting. From capturing Virat's family to hating on Jadeja because he left because answering an English question. Yeah, I don't know. Been a few issues there, hasn't there? Certainly has been. I don't know. It's all a bit of byplay. Your favourite stadium outside of Australia, Lords. How could you think of any other ground? Have to be Lords. Have to be Lords. Of course it's Lords. The ground at Cape Town is also very nice. A couple of Pakistani grounds are pretty nice. What was this? This biting feeling. Something's biting me or something. A bit strange. There's no evidence of spikes here. Not much of a spike. It's not really taken off. Okay. All right. What was that question? I asked that question. MC will be difficult for India after Ashwin's contract. Chips seem to be down from India's recent. No, I wouldn't agree with that. Or is India, I'd say definitely the MCG will suit the Indians because it's a lower bounce. They can keep better control of their deliveries, play their shots better. Do you have inside mail on Head's groin? Is he actually out? The word is it's pretty much certain that he is out. And Josh English will get his place, at least in the interim. I'd say for certain. Will probably rain in Australia. Or in India, in India, my favourite stadium is probably Kolkata. The Eden Gardens would have to be my favourite by far. Be nice if we had more viewers tonight. We're not killing it. One of those days where Test cricket has been made feel good because of the inclusion of Konstas, but at the same time, not many other changes were made to the batting lineup. McSweeney, the youngest, almost youngest, exclude Konstas, is not playing. Head's playing. He's not. I don't think he's playing. Well, he shouldn't. Sorry, I shouldn't take that back. He is playing. He will play. He's worthy of his place. I have to admit now. Change my mind on Head. Head certainly deserves to be in the team. You can't take that away from him now, I'm afraid. It's quite a. How is your health? Not good. My health. I'm very tired. It's late at night. I don't drink, so that's a ridiculous comment. How is your health? Not looking good yet. I'm not 100%. Been a bit tired. Been driving people around a fair bit around Sydney. 4 hours of drive, more like 6 hours of driving, does take it out on me quite a bit. Actually, I have to say, yeah, it's tiring. So where are we here? Oh, look, you can't knock either team at the moment. They've had a pretty hard series of it, weather-wise in the last match. The bowling of Stark's been outstanding. The bowling of Bumrah's been outstanding. The batting of Jaiswal has been outstanding. Steve Smith was certainly gutsy in what his score was. Travis Head's been on another level as well. There's no doubt about that. And of course, this giveaway of food at various venues has certainly been happening. Yeah, it's a lovely time of the year for cricket. MCG will be buoyant. SCG hopefully will be dry. How popular cricketers in Australia? I get asked this question a lot about popularity of cricket. To watch, it's still pretty high. To play, well, men's cricket tends to be dying off a little bit in terms of overall numbers. Not dying off completely, but somewhat in the numbers department. Women's cricket's pretty strong. It's been Bumrah versus Head so far. Well, it'll be Bumrah versus Konstas this time, I reckon. He'll take a lot of the flack, for sure. And he'll be happy to do it, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Just want to see. So don't forget to view, like, and share videos. Ask me for content. I've been asking for chit chats with the players. It'll come back. The English contingent of David Graveney, Chris Vernon, Richard Vernon, the like, they're all there. Maybe not for today's session though. How do you think Boland will perform? I think he could be the redeeming factor for the Australian team. Could well be the reason if they do win, why they win, is his bowling. Well, my honest opinion. All right, we seem to be a little bit quiet tonight. Yeah, it's a quiet night. So the Australian side, yet again, we'll go through it again. McSweeney is out. Constance is in. You have Khawaja to join him. Then you'll have Labuschagne still staying there, but maybe limited time. Smith got a century. He's kept his spot. Mitch Marsh, if he's injury free, will take the field and bat and bowl. Bo Webster's there to replace him. Alex Carey will get a Guernsey. Josh Inglis will get a Guernsey in place of Travis Head if his injured groin is as bad as it seems. In the bowling department, Hazelwood will be out because his calf strain is quite serious. and his replacement, of course, is Scott Boland. The Cummins and Stark also opening the bowling with him. And at the rear is Nathan Lyon. Not by any means at the rear. He now can pass potentially Ashwin for good and not have to worry about any of that. Anyway, no, will he go down as a better bowler than Ashwin? I don't necessarily think so. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? You've got to ask me questions, otherwise I can't just simply make up the questions. We have Sam Konstas on the side, McSweeney out. Indian changes probably, will row it, not be there. Should India go with 4 paces? Not on MCG, not necessarily. Not necessarily, but they're probably going to go with Sundar, I think, as well. Let's wait and see. All right, guys, I'm getting tired. I've been on for half an hour. Bit of a quick summation there of what's going on. Okay, shall we discuss? We certainly have. Washington will probably be in yes. My gut feeling is the remaining matches will be very close. Either team can win from here. They can, you're right, but I think Australia has lost its momentum. Definitely. All right. Time to go, Norman. So what do you think, guys? Tell me. If you're going to be there, talk. Hey, Norman, after a long time you came live, by the way, who do you think would have been who's having the momentum from the fourth, into the fourth test match? Well, clearly in India, dude. Australia was 7 down. They didn't force the follow on. There was a lot of negatives there, a lot of positives for India. And they've got Australia rattled a bit with Head injured, as well as Head is injured and the loss of McSweeney due to injury. Well, not an injury, due to a straight replacement. Why would Kyrgyzstan not? I didn't catch that. Did not catch that. All right, guys. I can't have any more. India's top order must perform in the first innings. Yeah, if Jaswal gets to start, he'll be well supported by Rahul, and they'll go on for that. Gill's very competent looking as well at the moment. All right, guys, I'm going to talk to you later. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to drive some cricketers to the ground tomorrow. So all the best, guys. View, like, and share the post. Subscribe, and tell everyone about it. And hit the like buttons, as I said, the subscribe buttons, and the video buttons where you can get the repeats or upcoming videos sent to you directly or watched directly. All the best. Eyes on cricket with Norman Kochnick. Eyes on sports for a very tired Norman Kochnick. All the best.